Oh, hello, Ape.
Hey, CEAZOR. What's up?
Oh, I was hoping to get a souped-up Fiat 500.
Okay. How about this? You go get the tires, you go get the car, you go get the seats, you go get the NOS kit, you put it all together, you bring it to me, I put the gas in it.
Oh, Ape, I'm very lazy. I can't do all that.
Well, okay. I know a guy. He can help us.
Que se via!
Hello and welcome to CEAZOR Snack Sandwich. Today we're taking a look at Ape Tax. There's been quite a few questions sent to me about this vault here, and people are asking me, hey, what's the deal with this? Like, why are there so many strategies? What's going on? Just to refresh your mind, your memory, this is a vault, and this vault here has several strategies, and basically it sends funds to all of these different strategies in order to try to make yield and increase your tokens. So the token of this vault, this particular vault, is WFTM. Now there are other Ape Tax vaults as well on Phantom and on other blockchains, but today I'm going to be talking mostly about this one and the ones that it interacts with, and these provider of strategies in depth. So to talk about them, I'm going to swing over to a flowchart and take a look at it. So let's go over there now. Okay, so here we are on the Ape Tax vault. This is the one I've decided to talk about, right? This is the Phantom Fury vault that takes in WFTM tokens and makes more yield for you. So like I said, there's a whole bunch of strategies. So let's talk about the easy strategies first. So they have 3 easy strategies currently, and one is just they put some WFTM into Cream Finance and lend it there and gain a small APY from lending and borrowing on Cream Finance. Very simple. Just deposit it and get some APY. A second one is they send some FTM to Ether Finance, which is kind of like a Beefy Finance, maybe clone, fork, I'm not exactly sure. So they send some there and they gain some Ether tokens and they sell those tokens for more FTM. Now another thing, and this is a little more complicated, but it's still interesting, is they just stake some FTM into the Phantom wallet. They mint up some FUSD and they hold that FUSD, and by holding FUSD they are incentivized with rewards in WFTM, so they can claim these WFTM every once in a while, add them to the vault. And now these are the strategies that they will use first to cover withdrawals from the vault. So someone comes to this vault, they want money, they will pull the money out of these first because they're cheaper, easier, and so forth. Okay, so on to the interesting stuff. So they have other vaults in Ape Tax on Phantom, and here's the one I have chosen to talk about today, and this is the Woofy token. So there's another vault called Woofy, and you can put your Woofy tokens inside here. Now Woofy token is a token I talked about in another video. I will link to that after this, at the end of this video. So there's this vault here with Woofy tokens, and it has its own strategies in order to try to gain income, and they have this vault here which is WFTM, and then they built this other contract. They're calling it the joint contract, where it kind of mixes two things. So okay, so what does this vault actually try to do, this contract in here, this joint contract? Basically it wants to create some LPs for people. So it will take this token here, and this vault will give some of its tokens to the contract here, this joint contract, and the Woofy tokens will go into this contract as well. And it wants to create LPs for the users and try to gain yield. Now, why is this? Okay, basically because they want to invest the LPs. A lot of protocols require you to build LPs in order to get the rewards and get the incentivization. So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to take this job out of the hands of the investor, because as an investor, you create an LP, you have to worry about impermanent loss on your own. However, they're trying to solve this problem with these 2 vaults. So you put your vaults, let's say you only care about FTM, you put it in here, but you're still going to get some of the rewards that an FTM LP might have, depending on the ones they select. So they send the LP to this farm here. Like today we're using Spooky Swap, right? So this Spooky Swap incentivizes this LP with some sort of Boo tokens. So at any time this vault here can get reward and pull these back. Okay, they can say, oh, I want my Boo tokens, and the Boo tokens will come back to him. So now, where this gets very interesting is, like I said, if you're a user in most yield aggregating things, you build your own LPs and you stick it into the vault, and then the vault just basically harvests the rewards for you and builds more LPs for you, right? And if there's impermanent loss, that's on you. You decided to make this LP. But they're trying to solve this problem. So how are they doing this, okay? So when they take back the rewards, they take a look at the LP. They have this thing called sell capital, where they took back the rewards and then they sell some of the capital. And this is where the intelligence comes in. Now, it's not being done automatically, but they're testing this in order to try to build it so that it will be automatic. So right now, the strategist is basically doing some bookkeeping right here and deciding how to do this. But basically, he looks at the 2 tokens that he used to build the LP, and he looks at the 3rd token that he's selling, right? So he's going to sell it for some of these. So he wants to consider the impermanent loss. So there are 3 possible cases, and that is there is no impermanent loss. So he just takes the token and he sells it 50-50, right? Now, another possibility is maybe there is a little bit of impermanent loss and one of the tokens needs a lot more. So then maybe he will sell 70% for one token and 30% for the other token. So kind of split it up that way. And the last one is, let's say the impermanent loss is quite bad with one of them. This joint strategy contract here has to give back Wolfie, but he's going to be giving back less than he took. That's not a good thing, right? Because we don't want losses in vaults. So maybe at that point, he will have to sell all of the rewards and a little bit of the growth of this one to cover the loss of that one. Because if one's going up, if one's going down in quantity, the other one's going up in quantity. That's how impermanent loss usually works. So they can sell maybe some of these WFTM tokens to get some more Woofy, so that at least the Woofy is going back the way it came. Okay, so that pretty much covers it. Now, keep in mind though that like this FTM token, remember I showed you there was like 7 strategies. So this FTM vault has another joint contract with all of these other vaults, this Frapped Ape, which is USDT, this Boo token, and this ICE token. So they're also doing all of these. So this one's got other joint ape contracts with all of these other vaults as well. So this can go on and on and on and on and continue to grow more and more and more and more. So I think this is very interesting. It's they're trying to make life easy for the investor. The investor just chooses the tokens he wants to hold, and he gains these rewards that are basically only for the people who supply LPs. But a lot of investors, they don't want to deal with LPs. They don't want to manage the impermanent loss and so forth. So we can try to allow the strategist to do this for you. That's basically the idea of this. So of course there's still risk. There is still the possibility that both of these tokens dump in price big time, or the fact that one dumps so much that the other token can't even, this 110% here can't even cover it. So it's still risky. There's still risk here, as with all things. However, I like the idea that they're trying to solve the problem instead of just leaving the impermanent loss problem onto the owner of the investor, so to speak. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.